Hey guys, Jonathan with JWaltPhotography.com, and today we're going to be talking about the Flashpoint XPLOR 600 MONOLIGHT. Okay, so most of you guys know that I love lighting in my photography. I always use a different type of strobe or flash or speed light or something, who knows what. I have come to where I do not go to a shoot without this light. And the reason behind that is, it's freaking amazing. With this review, I'm going to be going over some of the specs that are important to me as a photographer and what I do in the music world. And I'll be answering questions in the comments on the more detailed specs and giving you links to look at stuff like that. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. The first thing that I'm going to show you guys is going to be the light itself. Now, this light is absolutely amazing. It's got a nice weight to it. It feels nice. It sets on the stand nice, and overall, it's just, you can tell it's really quality stuff. I actually dropped mine, and it survived about an 8-foot fall straight into concrete. Terrible day. I was so scared about a week after I got it, but it survived. Here's what I want to tell you about this light. The reason I use it is for the following. It's got, let me turn it off here. It's got a detachable battery. So I can take this off, charge this battery, and then put it back on. Before, I used to have that cool little portable power pack that I had to find somewhere to hang on my light stand. That's not an issue anymore. The other thing that I love about it is it's got the built-in transmitter, or receiver, I should say. So that means that I can trigger it from my camera with this, and I don't have to do anything else on this. Everything's built in that I need. On my Flashpoint 620M, I used to have a trigger on my camera and a trigger on every light around me that I was using. It was a pain in the butt to make sure I had enough batteries to cover everything, and they took different batteries. They took AA's or AAA's instead of AA's, which, who wants to get into having 500 different kinds of batteries? So anyway, that is what I love about this. That's the physical side of it. Now, the capabilities of this. This strobe light or monolight is amazing. It's great for studio use, but I use it outside 99% of the time. I got this at the beginning of the year. I've done about 50 promotional shoots with it, and I couldn't ask for a better light. It's got 600 watts of power, which is twice as powerful as my last light, meaning I get to use half the power on the light itself to have to try to light a scene. Half the power means less lights overall that I have to put on a subject that I'm wanting to brighten up. It's got high-speed sync. High-speed sync. If you haven't dove into the world of high-speed sync yet, you are missing out. My last light used to be able to go up to 1/250th of a second. So not too bad. Sure, if somebody was stopped, I could freeze motion, put light on it, but I was missing out on so much. Now, a lot of you out there are thinking high speed sync. Well, I'm not shooting race cars or anything crazy like that, so why do I need something that freezes motion like that? It's not. What high speed sync allows you to do is not have that barrier of 1/250th of a second. A perfect example of this is if you're outside shooting middle of the day at 2 p.m. and the sun is shining, if you can't go faster than 1/250th of a second, you're gonna be in trouble. You lose control of your creativity in the image, because here's your options. Don't use the light. Then you look like you got snapshots. Check that one off. You don't want that one. So what's your next option? Raise the f-stop a lot. Okay, so 1/250th, and you're going up to like f16, f22. You might as well not even take the picture, because you're wasting the creative side of it, and you're losing all the bokeh that you probably bought your lens to begin with for that reason. Okay, so what's the next option? Neutral density filter. Yuck. You want to gain 10 stops or put a 10 stop neutral density filter on there so you can block that off and shoot like that. You're going to get a crazy cover cast on there, or color cast, and you're going to have issues with the focus. You're losing all of the things that allow you to creatively make photos as a photographer. So what's your options? getting a light that has high-speed sync on it. This light will go up to 1/8,000th of a second, meaning that at 2 p.m. in the day, if there's straight sun on somebody's face, I can overpower it. I can turn this light up and then turn the shutter speed up as high as I need it to go. On my D610, it only goes to 1/4000th of a second. So I can turn it up as high as it needs to go, and then the light will be exactly where I want it to be, and it will stop out all of that, or not stop out, but it'll block out all of that background light that isn't as bright. So there's a lot of photographers out there that use this. I'm going to show you a couple examples of how I've used this. This first image right here, middle of the day, I have this guitarist standing out and we're in the middle of the sun, and I have the light over to his right and just shooting in the middle of the day. Okay, because I was able to go up to 1/1000th of a second on this image, I have him perfectly exposed. I still have the blues of the background in there, and the clouds and everything like that have kept their texture because I was able to slow it down enough. And then as you can see, because I've added this light source, I now have these nice dramatic shadows that give it that grunge kind of feel, and that also just make it pop. It stands out. I'm going to show you another image real quick. Now this one was done inside of a dark building. Okay, there was no light anywhere, maybe a few specks coming in from different angles, and because of the power of this light, and because the nice color of this light, and because this light has a modeling lamp that allows me to turn it on to 3 separate powers. It starts out not that bright, gets brighter, and then gets really bright. It allows me to shape the light in a dark space, see where it's going to bounce, and then gives me something to focus on whenever it's darker. But as you can see, this light is super versatile. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few more images that I've taken with this light. Okay, so you can see how powerful this thing is. So, does it have any drawbacks? Well, as with everything, it does have a few drawbacks. This light doesn't have an accessory that allows you to plug it into the wall straight the way it is. You would actually have to go out and buy an additional accessory to be able to make that happen. And for me, it's not a big deal, but for some of you who only do studio work and don't want to remember to charge batteries, that could be a deal breaker for you. Other than that, between the 1/8000th of a second high-speed sync capabilities, the huge power range, everywhere from 1/256th of or 1/256 power all the way up to full 1/1 power. That is a huge range. I believe that's 9 stops of light control right there. It's got a great color. It's at about 5600 on the Kelvin scale. So great, nice color. It doesn't distort stuff or make it look weird and orange or anything like that. It just brings out the true tones that's what you're seeing. It's just a really, really amazing all-in-one strobe. I definitely recommend picking one of these up. You will not be disappointed when you do. A couple different options to look for on there whenever you are getting it. Make sure you get the kind that is for your camera. They do, because the receivers inside are specific to Canon or Nikon or Sony or whatever you're getting. So be sure to make sure you're getting the one specific to what you're doing, and be sure to pick up one of these with it if it doesn't come with it. This is going to allow you to use it to the fullest of its capability. Allows you to change the settings right from the trigger, so you're not having to reach up to your light and all that stuff to change the settings. So that's a really, really neat feature of that. Pick one up or check it out at the link in the description below. If you have any questions, be sure to ask in the comments below. We've got a huge community of people that are into lighting and that have used this for every scenario. So if you've got a question about it, I guarantee we have somebody that's already experienced that and can answer it for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.